Everybody is struggling nowadays, okay? The prices of groceries going up. Wages are not going up. So everyone is looking for a side hustle, an extra way to make money. I got the perfect thing for you. Babysitting. It's so easy, is what they want you to think. Babysitting is actually one of the most dangerous jobs that you can do. So many things you need to worry about. There's so many things that you need to be on the lookout for. I found this really old babysitting instructional video teaching you guys how to be safe, how to take care of the kids.
And I'm really looking forward to going to the theater tonight. I've been wanting to see this play for a long time.
Me too. Nothing against the kids. I love them dearly.
You can tell, dude, those parents are tired. That dad is like, I mean, I love my kids, but they're absolutely horrible. I can't stand to be around them for long periods of time. They're always screaming. They're always pushing things over. Thank goodness I get a little bit of peace and quiet before I have to go back into the battlefield that is known as our house. Right here is one of the main reasons, and also watching this whole video in general, is one of the main reasons why I'm very, hesitant about having kids. You don't really have, like, at the beginning, you don't really have that much free time. I need that, dude. Like, if I don't have, like, my quiet time to, relax, recharge, recharge my social battery and stuff, dude, I will go crazy. So I can't imagine having a screaming baby that, like, I have to take care of all the time, running around knocking things over. They're always trying to put stuff in their mouth, so you gotta be like, hey, stop doing that.
There's a phone call for you. It's the babysitter.
Dude, something crazy must have gone down at that house, dude. Just imagine, these parents, they're like, oh, finally we get away from our kids. They're just in a, local Italian restaurant, enjoying themselves. Oh, this play. I can't wait to go see this play. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh, yes, finally. And then the waiter walks up. They're like, hello, someone's babysitter is calling. They said that your little child, Timmy, ran away from home and got out. And they also told me that your house is not there anymore. It's been completely destroyed. And you're just like, what the heck happens? We should have done a better job at looking at babysitters. We should not have just pulled some random guy off the street and been like, oh, hey, you want to watch your kids? Okay, here you go. Here's $3. Make sure they're all in one piece by the time we get back.
If a family asks you to babysit, that's a real compliment. It means they think you're responsible enough and mature enough to take care of their most precious possessions.
Yeah, I mean, I love my kids, but, like, actually, my most prized possession is actually my Pokemon cards, okay? That's why they're kept in a giant safe that's also locked by a giant chain that's also buried underground, and then that hole is filled with concrete. So you have to make sure that nobody touches it. Nobody even breathes on it. Yeah, make sure the kids don't, like, tear up that house or die or anything, but mostly just watch after my Pokemon card, okay? At least with, like, a Pokemon card or with jewelry or something, they don't crap their pants and they don't talk back to you.
Some of the things we'll be talking about are maintaining a secure home while you're in charge.
This video will teach you how to put your life on the line for these kids. You never know what's gonna happen. Danger is lurking around every corner. You never know when you're gonna have to bust out some karate moves and fight an intruder, or you never know when your house is gonna become invaded by a horde of zombies. It could even be an alien invasion. Are you up to the task? Are you prepared for if that happens?
Including the safe way to handle unexpected phone calls or visitors.
Answering the phone back then must have been, like, so much more scarier, dude, because now you have, like, caller ID, and, like, when, like, on your phone it shows up when a number calls you, you're just like, oh, I don't need to answer it. But it's like, you couldn't even see the number, dude, so it was just ringing. You just had to pick it up. You didn't know if it could be your parents, or, it could be some freaking stranger. You didn't even know, man. Like, nowadays, it's like, I don't even answer. Like, if it's just a random number or something, I don't answer because, first of all, I'm scared, and also I'm just kind of an awkward person, and I'm not very good at talking on the phone. It could even be Ghostface calling you and trying to get into your house and take you out. Did they talk about that in this video? how to deal with horror movie villains or slasher movie villains.
We'll also look at fire safety. Do you know what to do if a fire breaks out while
Now this is right up my alley. I am an expert at fire safety. I learned everything I know from a singing smoke detector named Hector and a talking easel. I am not scared of the fire, okay? The fire should be afraid of me. I felt like this fire scene could have been a lot more convincing. Now, I'm not saying that they should have like actually set the house on fire and just had the children just go crawling through it. Imagine if they did that. They're like, okay guys, so instead of like just doing the special effects, we're gonna go method way. I want this performance to be as realistic as possible, so we're actually gonna set this house on fire, okay? Now, we only have one take to do this because then we will destroy the house and we do not have the budget to build a whole new house. So you better get this right. Like they could have put like a smoke machine in the room and filled it with fake smoke, or I don't know, just done some editing or post-production, because they're literally just crawling on the floor.
Just a couple more things to show you, we'll be through.
Okay.
And the kitchen phone is over in the corner.
This poor girl looks so exhausted, and the parents haven't even left yet. This house must have like 30 different rooms and a bunch of, secret passageways and tunnels and everything. Each door has its own specific secret code, okay? Now this here is the trap door. Whatever you do, do not push this button or else the trap door will go down, and it will go down into the jewel room, which the kids are not allowed in. They're at the end of the tour, they're finally done with everything else, and he's like, and whatever you do, do not let the kids down into the dungeon, okay? It will disrupt the creature, and then all hell would break loose. These parents are only going to be gone for like a few hours. You guys are not going to be on a whole week-long trip away from your kids. Like, you don't have to tell her every little specific detail about the house, okay? It's not going to be for that long.
If you don't mind, Mrs. Weber, there are a couple of things I'd like to write down, just in case.
Sure. What?
I need to know what your social security number is, what your bank information is, and where your secret stash of weapons is hid, just in case we are plunged into a post-apocalyptic scenario. Like, what else does this girl need to know? Are you gonna ask for like the phone number of like every single one of their parents, every single one of their relatives? What is your guys' blood type? What kind of food do you guys have in your fridge? And also, can I please order pizza? They really got lazy with these next few clips. There's just text on the screen and the voice is reading it. Like, come on. I want to see some action. My Zoomer brain is going to get bored.
for, their full address and phone number in case you have to report an emergency there.
All of this is great advice, but isn't that like common sense? Why would you babysit for a family if you don't know the name of them? Like, isn't most of the time babysitters like a neighborhood kid that the family knows, or like somebody that they know? Why wouldn't you not know the name of the family? You're gonna babysit. They're like, oh, who are you babysitting for? Oh, I don't know. It's just some people that ask me. I don't really ask for information or anything. Let's put ourselves into the shoes of, a teen in like the 80s or the 90s, whenever this was made, okay? Why, if they're leaving, why would you not ask them for their phone number? Like, that should be a given, because then you wouldn't be able to call them. You're like, oh crap, something's happened. Look, little Timmy swallowed 3 marbles. You're like, oh, I didn't get their number. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go try the Heimlich maneuver. I think anyone who's babysitting, hopefully should know that, or else you should not be babysitting.
If the television or stereo's on, turn down the volume so that you can hear what's going on in the house.
Come on, dude. You're telling me I can't blare my favorite show and have a little fun while I'm watching the snot-nosed brats? At least it'll drown out their constant screaming, crying, and whining. So you're telling me that I can't blare heavy metal music while I'm watching a bunch of kids? What if they end up liking the music? I want them to have a good music taste, so I'm gonna put them on to some good stuff.
Same goes for having friends over. They're another distraction.
But what if I need help babysitting? Watching after a bunch of kids is a lot of work. If I invite my friends over, they can help me, and we can hang out and have a good time. I'm guessing they probably don't want kids to invite their friends over and have like a giant rager of a party while they're watching the kids. Imagine that. They're just like, okay, kids, here, go in this bedroom. Boop, boop, boop. They're having a rager downstairs. There's 50 people in the house bumping the music real loud, drinking. It's the wildest party of all time. And then when the parents are coming up, they're like, everybody go. It's like one of those 2000s comedies where they gotta quickly, boom, 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 clean up everything in time. And they're like, the parents come back, everything is fine, guys. I didn't invite any friends over. It was just me and the kids the whole time. It was just a nice and quiet night.
Hello? No, Mrs. Anderson isn't here. No, he isn't here either. I'm the babysitter. There's no one here except me and the kids.
Whoever thought that this girl would do a good job at babysitting, you guys need to vet who you let watch your kids, okay? Are you just literally gonna let anybody watch your kids? You care so little that you're just like, oh yeah, it's fine. Whatever happens, happens. Please don't call us. We want to have a peaceful afternoon without the kids. This girl was like, oh yeah, me and the kids we're all alone. I have the front door unlocked if you want to come in and say hi. I can even show you where the parents keep all their jewelry. I just realized something. If the person calling knows the family's name, then wouldn't it be a friend? Because if someone else is calling and they're trying to break in or something, how would they know family's name? I guess maybe sometimes they have it on the mailbox, I guess. Or were they just like stalking them for like a week and they're like, okay, finally, here's the time. They're gone. The babysitter's here. Now we can go into the house. They're pulling a Harry and Marv situation. So how else would they know the parent's name? It's probably just a family friend at that point, and you probably don't have to worry about like giving that away because the parents probably already told them that they were going out that night and they were having a babysitter.
You're sitting there with the kids, watching TV, when all of a sudden there's a knock on the door.
See, what you do in this situation is you just ignore the door, okay? Most of the time that works. If someone's knocking on the door, it's probably, I guess mailmen don't come up to the door. I don't know what it would be. Maybe it's someone selling something or some random weirdo. You just ignore it, just don't answer the door. Tell the kids, oh, don't go near the door. Or that's what I do, if I don't know the person, I'm like, nah, I am not opening that door. I hate interacting with human beings. So I will just leave it. I'll look out the window, be like, okay, are they gone? And then I won't go out to the living room, because they'll see me through the window. I'll just be like, are they gone yet? Are they gone yet? And and then if they're sticking around, the guys, they're just sticking around, they're like, come on, I'm waiting. Then maybe then it's time to, pull out the heavy artillery. Now it's time to activate danger mode.
Who is it, please?
I've come to drop something off for Mrs. Weber.
What is your name, please?
Mrs. Grant. Sheila Grant.
No.
This girl is supposed to be an example of a great babysitter, but no, okay? Opening the door, that is a weak mindset. What if this person was playing a trick on you? What if this lady was being held at gunpoint and was forced to say her name? You cannot open that door no matter what. Instead of letting the person in, this is what you have to do. No, you may not come in. If you step any further, I will be forced to use my years of MMA training on you. Back away from the door now, you stranger. And then that's when you karate kicks the door down and you just start pop, 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 pop. Every babysitter should know. Every babysitter should know karate before they babysit any kids, okay? That must be a requirement.
What if a fire broke out in a home while you were babysitting? It's a terrifying prospect, but if you know how to deal with such an emergency, the chances are in your favor.
Holy crap, dude. That house is like a raging inferno. I guess they didn't follow the directions of Hector the smoke detector, or else that would have not happened. And even if your house is on fire, you can still call up Hector. He knows how to get the job done. And plus, he has a really good voice. So while you're evacuating your house, you'll have some music to go along with it and make it less boring.
No smoking on the job. Not only is it unhealthy, and it's frowned upon by adults if you're a teenager.
I forgot how, much more common it was for people to smoke back in the 80s. I mean, there were still a lot of people saying that it's unhealthy. And even in this video, they say it's bad for you and it's unhealthy. But, a lot more people smoke nowadays. It was just, not nowadays, I mean, back then. It was just, a lot more commonplace in society. It wasn't as frowned upon as it is today. Hopefully they did not give this child a real cigarette. Hopefully production just gave her a prop one instead of just, handing her one. They're just like, okay, so for this scene, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna sit here and in front of all these kids, you're gonna smoke that cigarette even though you're like 15 or 16 years old. I don't know how old that girl is. And it's like, they keep doing takes. They keep doing takes. So by take 10, she's already smoked like a whole freaking pack of cigarettes. They're like, oh, she keeps messing up. Oh, I guess you're just going to have to smoke another one and another one and another one.
And toddlers like to grab things. Make sure it's not the electrical cord dangling down from the ironing board.
Yeah, no, you do not want that. You do not want little Timmy to become shocked, like that scene in Home Alone where Marv, like, I don't know, touches something and he gets shocked and then it shows the skeleton and it shows his hair standing up. Yeah, you do not want that to happen to little Timmy. There's a lot of dangerous things in the house that, babies can grab. Because it is true, guys. It is true what they say. Babies do, in fact, like to put their mouths on anything. If you've ever been around a baby or, taking care of a baby, you know that, guys. They'll be scanning the room. They'll see, like, I don't know, a rock. Or they'll see, like, I don't know, look. This pen right here, they'll be like, dang, bro, that pen is looking good. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to chomp down on it. I'm going to put that thing in my mouth. I'm going to see if I can swallow it, because I have no concept of what food and what is not food. They're just really curious creatures. And, sometimes I wish I was adventurous and as daring as babies are, because they just go in any situation, they don't care about the danger, they see something they like and they just go for it,
A good babysitter will have a number of ways to keep the children happily occupied and out of trouble.
Keeping the kids occupied and entertained nowadays is not that hard. You have iPad, you can just give them an iPad, turn on Cocomelon or any of that, YouTube kids slop, and they will be hooked on that thing for hours. Most kids ages like, I don't know, maybe 7 years old to 11, 12, 13. They're probably going to be in the living room playing Fortnite with their friends from school for hours and hours and hours. So I feel like you don't really have to, worry about that nowadays. Back then, man, it must have been so hard. You had TV, but you didn't have all the other electronics. You actually had to play with the kids and interact with them, dude. Like, man, that must have been so hard.
What would you do if a child suffered an injury while in your care?
I'm sorry, but that kid is the worst actor ever. That fall did not look like it hurt at all. Literally the whole entire floor is carpet, okay? And he was not even running that fast. There is literally no way that you are getting a serious injury on that. Look, this is how he was doing. He was like, maybe running a little bit, but he was like, oh, he was like he literally fell in slow motion. I know why they did this. They didn't want to, actually hurt the kid. They didn't want to actually film the kid doing something completely dangerous and getting a giant injury, because that would not be good. That would be lawsuit on their hands. He didn't even land that hard, okay? I guarantee you, he would not be bleeding. Maybe it would hurt a little bit. I guess, maybe he hit the fireplace thing, so maybe he would hit his face a little bit, or I don't know. But, just looking at that dude, there was no way that if you got that injury that it would hurt that much.
A child in your care has swallowed something poisonous. Immediately call the fire department, the emergency medical service in your area, or the poison control center.
Oh no, I gotta call poison control. The child got a hold of my cigarette again. Dang it. I should have known better than to leave it out there.
Hello, it's just us.
Hi.
I feel like those parents could have knocked first. That girl looked so scared when the door just opened and some people walked in. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you knock and go like, hey, we're home. It's the blank, the Jeffersons or whatever. Why would you just burst into the house, man? That girl could have got scared and been like, oh crap, the intruders are finally here. I'm not ready. I don't know what to do. I forgot where the secret weapon stash is. No, I'm not gonna get my pay raise. Dang it. It can't end like this.
Timmy is always bumping into something. I'll have a look at it in the morning. But thank you, Bonnie.
It's starting to seem like Timmy is a little troublemaker, okay? Always running around the house, falling onto things, acting like he's injured. You know, even the parents now, they're like, ugh, Timmy, man. He's always been a stupid little wimp, just running into things willy-nilly. We try to tell him to watch out, but he just doesn't listen. Now that we have learned all there is to know about babysitting, do you guys still want to do it? After you know all the dangers and all the terrible things that can happen. I feel like nowadays, you know, with babysitting, I feel like people don't really, I don't know if people hire babysitters. I thought like most of the time you would just have like a, I don't know, like a family friend or somebody else watch them. I know there's like websites like, is it care.com that where they have like babysitters or nannies, but I feel like most people don't have the money to do that. Like I said in the beginning of this video, most people are struggling nowadays, man. They don't have the money to hire a nanny. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is, you know, back to the basics, you know, back to the VHS videos that I made at the beginning of last year. And I love making these, and I am definitely going to make some more.